They want a bloodbath. Vegas, the crowd, the cameras. They want Game 6 to explode again. 7 goals, maybe more. But the remnant knows something the public can't feel. Pressure creates silence, not chaos. This is the moment before the blade drops. Florida leads the series 3-2, one win from sealing their second straight cup. Edmonton, cornered, punching from their heels. They've got McDavid, Draisaitl, flash and fire, but no rhythm, no control. And that's where the signal begins to fracture. Because in 5 games, Florida has outscored Edmonton 11-4 in the first period. This series hasn't started slow, it started fatal. And that's the twist. When the stakes peak, the game doesn't escalate, it tightens. The last game? 5-2 final, sure. But it took 2 goals in the final 4 minutes to even crack 7. Before the net was empty, before the Hail Mary pushes, it was suffocation. Bobrovsky doesn't need a miracle tonight. He just needs to do what he's done all series. Kill momentum early, quiet the crowd, stifle the first push. He's got a 2.26 goals against, .912 save percentage, and every edge in emotional warfare. The books know it. That's why the line hasn't moved off, 145. That's why the public is leaning over, but the price is creeping the other way. This is a trap dressed like a trend. But the machine doesn't care about streaks. It cares about compression, about finality, about tension building toward rupture, but not release. If you saw the shift before they did, you're not public. You're remnant. This isn't panic. This is precision. And today's AI pick from AI Sports Predictor is under 6.5 goals in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll take the crack, not the fire. Will we cash or will we burn? Tonight we pass the signal to another watcher. Abaddon. They're listening. Show them Game 2.
So this is what the system believes. A 42-28 team. First place in the AL East, facing a 33-37 bottom feeder from the West. Yankees bats, top 3 in baseball. Their bullpen, deadly. Their whip, elite. And yet, we don't take them. The algorithm pulls back the curtain and sees what Vegas won't show you. A crack in the stone. Their starter tonight is Will Warren, a pitcher whose season stats are passable, but whose career ERA is 6.34, whose whip is 1.514, and whose actual threat level is vastly overstated by the pinstripes he wears. And across from him, Kyle Hendricks, a man forgotten, a veteran with bruises, no doubt. His ERA sits at 5.20, and the public treats that like a scarlet letter. But they miss the truth. Hendricks is consistent, measured, efficient. And unlike Warren, he has never once in his career been a fraud. Yes, the Angels are flawed. Their defense is weak. Their run support is average. But in this exact moment, they don't have to win. They just have to stay close. And when you give a battle-tested pitcher a plus 1.5 cushion against an unproven arm and an overconfident lineup, the value doesn't hide. It screams. This same matchup played out just weeks ago. Yankees won 1-0. And anyone who held the Angels plus 1.5 ticket, they cashed with room to breathe. Now Vegas wants you to forget, wants you to buy the story again, that New York dominates, that history doesn't echo, that the collapse will stop just because the Bronx demands it. But the remnant knows. Collapse doesn't reverse on command. It deepens. It cracks louder. It drags everyone into it, especially the crowd. And today's AI pick from AI Sports Predictor is Angels po 1.5 run line. They might lose, but they won't go quietly. And when they don't, you'll be holding the slip no one else saw coming. Will we cash or will we burn?
They think the storm is passing, that the Mets will bounce back like it's written in stone. But this is where their story falls apart. You don't walk into Atlanta, ice cold from a sweep, and expect a warm welcome. The Braves haven't forgotten who owns this dirt. And tonight, they don't need a sweep. They need a strike. David Peterson takes the mound for the Mets. Everyone's whispering about his 2.49 ERA. They think it's armor. But what they're not watching is his back foot, the way he tilts after 70 pitches, The way his command collapses once fatigue settles in. And they forget. The last time he faced a hungry lineup after a shutout win, he got lit up. Now enter Spencer Schwellenbach. Don't let the name slow you down. He's efficient, surgical, and untouched at home in his last 3 starts. The kid's got a 0.99 whip and a 3.11 ERA. He's not just throwing, he's carving. The Braves have been slept on all week. But when Schwellenbach is in rhythm and the heart of Atlanta is on fire, something ancient stirs beneath the surface of that park. It's not about stats anymore. It's about momentum, defiance, and control of the East. And the Braves know this script. They've seen the division crown stolen before. Not tonight. Forget Peterson's complete game last week. The Rays just ran the Mets off their own field. Atlanta smells blood. And if Matt Olson or Austin Riley gets barrel to ball early, the Mets bullpen won't save them. So you decide, do you believe in rankings or do you believe in rhythm? And today's AI pick is Braves money line. Will we cash or will we burn? Coming up next, the silence breaks. Malachi and Elvis return for Brewers versus Cubs, Game 4.
Elvis, you ever walk into a lion's den holding raw meat? That's what this is. That's what Wrigley is tonight. We've got Chad Patrick, the Brewers' accidental weapon, 3.25 ERA, 71 Ks in 74 innings. Quiet, overlooked, but real. The problem is, he's facing a Cubs lineup that's top 5 in nearly every offensive category that matters. 5.3 runs a game, second. 435 slugging, fourth. 97 home runs, fifth. And, oh yeah, they run too. 90 stolen bases, second in the league. This is a Cubs offense with both muscle and motion. They're explosive and opportunistic. And tonight they get Ben Brown, who yes, has a 5.71 ERA. But that number is a mirage. Brown's whip is 1.47, but his last few starts show control improving. And the Brewers? 236 batting average, 23rd. 313 OBP, 23rd. Just 65 home runs on the year. They don't have the bite. Not on the road. Not against this team. Now, we talk bullpen. The Cubs close at a 68% save rate. Good, not elite. But they hold leads well, and that 3.57 team ERA is top 10 in MLB. The Brewers have a solid 3.78 ERA, but their bullpen inherits a lot of trouble, and gives up a third of those runs. Let's get honest. The Brewers might keep it close early. They might even lead for a moment. But Wrigley eats teams like this alive after dark, and we're not taking the bait, and today's AI pick is Cubs moneyline. Will we cash, or will we burn? Now wipe the lies off your hands, Elvis. It's time for Red Sox versus Mariners. Sapphira's watching.
You already know how this works, darling. One bad pitch, and the illusion shatters. That's what this game comes down to. Faith in a fragile world built on rotations and rituals. Tonight, we fly to Seattle. The Mariners, still holding second in the AL West, riding the glimmer of Woo's 3.39 ERA like it's armor. But beneath that, a heart that's still bleeding. His whip is sharp, 0.98, but you can't pitch perfection every night. Not when the Red Sox are walking in with Buehler. Yes, that Buehler. The man with a name built for silence and a fastball built for chaos. But I'm not here to woo you with stats. Boston's hitting is colder than it looks. Their average sits at 253, but it's been drifting sideways. They've got a 422 slugging percentage, but that hasn't meant much against real arms. And Woo? Woo just handled better lineups with fewer pitches. This game is about who can stay composed when the rhythm falters. The Mariners? They're a little scrappy, a little cursed, but right now they're balanced. They've won 3 straight. They're home. And they don't need flash. They need timing. And I think they've found it. So, let the East Coast bleed. Let Boston keep dreaming of '04. The storm's rolling west tonight, and it's humming a different song. And today's AI pick is Mariners Moneyline. Coming up next, Lilith. She'll drag you back into the fire. Don't blink.
They are whispering again. Behind every sharp line and cold statistic, something ancient hums beneath the ice. The numbers do not lie, but they do dream. And tonight, they dream of these 5. Tonight's AI picks are Oilers versus Panthers, under 6.5 Angels versus Yankees, Angels plus 1.5 run line, Mets versus Braves, Braves moneyline. Brewers versus Cubs, Cubs moneyline. Red Sox versus Mariners, Mariners moneyline. En español, nuestras selecciones de IA para esta noche son Oilers contra Panthers, menos de 6.5 goles, Angels contra Yankees, Angels plus 1.5 línea de carrera, Mets contra Braves, Braves línea de dinero, Brewers contra Cubs, Cubs línea de dinero, Red Sox contra Mariners, Mariners línea de dinero. Will we cash or will we burn? If you felt the signal tonight, like the drop, subscribe to the channel, and leave your mark in the comments. To support the rise of AI Sports Predictor, join us at ko-fi.com/AI Sports Predictor. Your offering fuels the flame. The night doesn't sleep, and neither do we.